Yo, what's up, Trey TG23 back again with another video. I'm going to be talking about my top players on each team that's going to have a breakout or a better season than they did the past year or two. And this is going to be the Eastern Conference. So I'm going to go from the 76ers all the way down to the Wizards. I have my list right here. I'm going to talk. I'm not going to take too long on some of them, but there's going to be a couple. Like with a team, there's going to be one, maybe two teams that I have multiple people, but that's just because I don't know who is going to get more minutes. I don't know some of that stuff. So I might name, for every team, I might name a couple that'll have a better season. Some teams, I might only have one. But yeah, I'm going to just talk about the players that I think that are going to have a breakout / better year than they did last year, or that can just improve drastically. Like I'll get to what I'm talking about, because the first two, just a better season than they did last year, and then the third team has two people that can just improve because they're young. For the first team, I got the 76ers. I think Andre Drummond's going to have a 6th Man of the Year type year. He was a former All-Star, rebounding champion. He's led a team to the NBA playoffs, the Detroit Pistons. Played decent on played amazing on the Cavs last year, and then went to the Lakers and just wasn't very good. Did not get a lot of minutes. But I think he could just do better in that backup role for Joel Embiid, and he's a starting quality center in the league. So when Joel Embiid misses his time, when he has to rest, they have Andre Drummond. They have someone, and especially because if they get a CJ McCollum for Ben Simmons, that's an amazing center to have, because he's not going to need the ball. So you can have CJ, Tobias Harris play the ball handler. For the Milwaukee Bucks, I have Grayson Allen. It's a little weird. It was a stupid trade by the Memphis Grizzlies, but I think Grayson Allen can go from 8 points a game, whatever he averaged last year, to about 13, 14 points per game. That's just the type of player he is. He's most likely going to come off the bench, but I think he can go up to 13 to 14 points per game. Good catch and shoot player, good defender, impactful player, can hit clutch shots, can get a few assists, can grab some rebounds, can play some physical defense on the other team's best player, and he's a good role player. So now this is what I'm talking about. The Chicago Bulls. The two players I have is Kobe White, Lonzo Ball. Kobe White, because he's in a entirely new situation, because he's going to be the 6th man. And I think that's perfect for Kobe White. He's not a playmaker. The Bulls tried making him a playmaker. Didn't really work out. Zach LaVine was our playmaker last year. But I think Kobe White's going to have a much better year than he did his first 3 years. All he's there for is to score. That's all he's there for. The 6th Man of the Year role is going to score. And I think he can win 6th Man of the Year. In a few weeks, you guys are going to get my award races, my predictions, everything like that. 1 through 15 seeds on each side, play-in tournament included. I'm gonna go over everything. And then the second player for the Bulls is Lonzo. New situation, is not going to be relied on to be the number 3, because we got LaVine, DeRozan, Vucevic to be our top scorers. Back in New Orleans, you had Zion, Ingram, and you kind of had to rely on Lonzo. Lonzo can really be a playmaking 3-point defender, like a playmaking 3-and-D player. That's really what Lonzo's going to be in this new role, which hopefully can be pretty good, but then maybe not. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's going to be Darius Garland. I put Lauri Markkanen, but then I remembered I didn't get to switch it. Then I remembered he's got to play with Evan Mobley, Kevin Love, Jared Allen, Taco Fall. There's just so many big men. I was not thinking. Lauri Markkanen, no, I crossed that off. Darius Garland's right next to it. Darius Garland is going to improve from his rookie and sophomore season. Going to be a better playmaker, better scorer, better defender. They just need to get rid of Colin Sexton to give them a defender. Isaac Okoro can play the 2. Have Cedi Osman play the 3. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen play the 4, and Darius Garland run that offense. He can run that offense. I think he will be a better player than Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton if he wasn't going to get 20 mil, 20, 25 mil, I'd say you can take him off your bench. But you're not going to pay a 6-man 20-plus mil to come off the bench. You're not going to play a player 20 mil to come off the bench. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to say that Kevin Love's going to come off the bench. I think he's going to start because he's getting paid 30-plus mil. I don't see... I mean, obviously, I think Evan Mobley will start at the 4, but it's going to be weird seeing Kevin Love come off the bench. I'm getting paid 30 mil. The Celtics is going to be Dennis Schroeder. Turned down $84 million for, I think, 4 years, 3 or 4 years. And then got a $6 million deal with the Celtics. Obviously, $6 million for us is pretty good. I'd take that any day of the week. But for NBA players, he turned down 21 mil, got 6 for 1 year. It's not very good. But I think Dennis Schroeder, I think he's going to come off the bench. I think Schroeder will come off the bench. What I want the lineup to be is Marcus Smart, Josh Richardson, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, or Robert Williams. Because I'd rather have Josh Richardson start because we can have Marcus Smart run the point. He doesn't need a playmake. And then Josh Richardson can be the ball handler because Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum can catch and shoot. Robert Williams can catch lobs. And Marcus Smart can catch and shoot. And every single one in that lineup is good defenders. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, will they get the ball? Yes, but Josh Richardson played terrible with the 76ers because he was a catch and shoot player. He was a 3-and-D player. That's not what he is. And with the Mavericks, he was a 3-and-D player. That's not what he is. He's get my own shot, play defense, and hit occasional threes. He's not a good 3-point shooter. He's not a great 3-point shooter. He's a decent 3-point shooter. Decent to good 3-point shooter, but he's more of, I need the ball in my hands, I'll play make, I'll do my thing, and we're good. I don't need the ball in my hands every time, but I need the ball in my hands. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Dennis Schroeder off the bench. Peyton Pritchard off the bench. I think Dennis Schroeder can guard, as long as they don't just try to bully him like LeBron would, I think he can guard like a John Wall, a Steph Curry, or like a bigger guard. Like I think he can guard a Cade Cunningham. I think he could guard a Paul George. Because Paul George isn't going to post up the entire time. He likes to get to his spot, like sizing up and everything, step backs and everything. Dennis Schroeder's a great defender. I'm going to put him in great defenders, but he's not going to make an all-defensive team because you got Lonzo, you got Kyle Lowry, you got Ben Simmons. You got so many great defensive point guards. Dennis Schroeder's not going to get noticed for that. And then off the bench, that's a good 6-man role, so he can become a 6-man of the year type player. But yeah, I think that's just the perfect spot for Dennis Schroeder to be. Just to show that he can play. Just to show that he could play again. Plus, it's a good off-the-bench situation. I think maybe after this season, they could re-sign him for a couple years. Because I think Dennis Schroeder's an amazing fit for the Celtics. That's a perfect pick. For the Atlanta Hawks, I got John Collins. John Collins showed us that he can play defense. He can play center. He can shoot the 3. He can catch lobs, obviously. I think he's going to have a better year next year. Stats might not show, but I think effectiveness, he'll be a lot better. I hope. I loved me some John Collins. He got 25 for 5 years. That 125 for 5 years. That's an amazing deal for John Collins. That's exactly what he wanted. He just do a little bit of everything. So yeah. For the Miami Heat, I got Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero is going to be the 6-man role with Victor Oladipo. When the Miami Heat is fully healthy, that's going to be a scary defensive line. That's going to be Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, Bam Adebayo. They can all be all defense anytime they want to. In Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo's prime, all could be defensive. Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo right now could be, and PJ Tucker could be, but he doesn't play defense like he does in the playoffs all year. That's the problem. But Tyler Hero might play the point guard next year off the bench when they're healthy. Because I think if Victor Oladipo, Kyle Lowry can stay healthy, I think he's going to start at shooting guard, which that's just going to be that's going to be scary defensively. I'm not disrespecting the 04 Pistons, but that could be like an 04 Pistons. Undersized center in Bam Adebayo, just like Ben Wallace. Not as good defensively, but can do almost what Ben Wallace could, but Ben Wallace was better. Jimmy Butler's like a Tayshaun Prince. Amazing defender. Kyle Lowry's like that Chauncey Billups, can hit big shots. Physical, can play defense. Victor Oladipo's like a Richard Hamilton, can be a catch and shoot, can be a defender, can attack when he wants. PJ Tucker is that Rashard Wallace that is all up in your face, aggressive, physical, can lock you up no matter how big you are. And then they got players off the bench. I think that's like a perfect fit. That's like when they're there, when the Miami Heat are fully healthy, which hopefully Victor Oladipo can get fully healthy and play. It'll be the Miami Heat team will be pretty damn good to watch. For the Hornets, Kelly Oubre, it's kind of a no-brainer. Terry Rozier had a breakout year last year. LaMelo's in his second year. He had an amazing rookie year. Miles Bridges had a good year. P.J. Washington had an all-right year. Gordon Hayward, besides injuries, he's going to be Gordon Hayward. Someone you'd want on your team as like a third, fourth option. Not for as much as he's making, but can be. Kelly Oubre had a terrible start to the year. Missed every three he took for the first couple weeks, couple months. Turned it up a little bit, but then got injured and just really did not play. So Kelly Oubre off the bench is going to be pretty good for the Charlotte Hornets. That's going to be a pretty good lineup too, bro. I'm not going to lie. Who was the center they just signed? Did they just sign Mason Plumlee? I was hoping the Hornets could sign Drummond because that'd be a perfect fit for them. Andre Drummond could have been a perfect fit for them. Could have been. For the New York Knicks, RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, I think, in the playoffs was terrible. Everyone except Derrick Rose and Alec Burks was good in the playoffs. Alec Burks and Derrick Rose were the only really good players in the playoffs. They carried that team to one win. That was it. Well, but RJ Barrett, I think he's going to improve from the three-point line. I think he's going to evolve his playmaking, his cutting, his slashing, everything like that. I think he's just going to be an all-around good, better player next year. I think hopefully he can be a better defender. He wasn't bad last year, but he wasn't good either. Tom Thibodeau made him good, so hopefully he can do what he does on the defensive end. For the Orlando Magic, Wendell Carter Jr. He's got all the opportunity. I mean, he's going to be fighting with minutes with Mo Bamba, and I think they do have another center. Ooh, I don't know if they have another center. I can't think right now. But I think Wendell Carter's going to have all the opportunity in the war. This is a young team, so all they have is like Jalen Suggs, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac's not back, so maybe you could run like Wendell and Mo Bamba at the 4 and 5. Whoever their center is at the 5. Jonathan Isaac at the 3 when he comes back. Jalen Suggs and Markelle Fultz at the 1 and 2. Not too bad. Trade Terrence Ross. Trade Gary Harris. Get some back. You get some more young pieces. Run RJ Barrett off the bench. Type stuff like that. Get a center. Get Boogie. Build his trade value up. Trade him for better stuff like that. Get Isaiah Thomas. Somebody needs to sign Isaiah Thomas already. But, yeah, I think Wendell Carter's going to have a breakout, better year. For the Nets, to be honest, I didn't know who I was going to pick for the Nets. I guess maybe Blake Griffin. I put Kyrie just because games played. I hope he can play more of the season. You can really say that about all of them. James Harden missed a bunch. Kevin Durant missed most of the season. Kyrie missed a lot of the season. So I guess you could say the big three for the Nets just have a better year than last year. They went to Game 7 in the semifinals and lost to the Bucks. Kyrie was injured, so hopefully they could just get to the season healthy, get to the playoffs healthy, and contend and win a championship. So, I mean, I didn't know who to put for the Nets. I put Kyrie, obviously, like I just said, because injury. For the Pacers, I got Karis LeVert. Came into the season with the Nets, did all right. He had Kyrie and Kevin Durant to share the floor with. Got traded to the Pacers. Had found out he had cancer, so he had to get a surgery. Had a rest. Came in, he was good, but not very good. So I think he's going to have a better year than he did last year. A better scoring year. He's got Malcolm Brogdon. TJ Warren's out, so there's more shot opportunities again, and still, I think Karis LeVert's going to be a lot better. For the Detroit Pistons, I got Killian Hayes. Did not play much last year. Did not play a lot the year before. And I think he's going to have a breakout year with Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham will probably run the 2. He'll run the 1. Be more effective from playmaking, defending. This could be a sleeper playing team, to be honest. They have a nice team, bro. I'm not going to lie. They got Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. I think they saw Mason Plumlee maybe. No, they got Kelly Olynyk. They got... I can't think of it. I can't think of anyone more. But, yeah. For the Raptors, I got Malachi Flynn. I don't know why Malachi Flynn, though. Oh, yeah, because they just got rid of Kyle Lowry. I think Malachi Flynn has a bright future in the NBA. Not all-star, not MVP caliber. Good starter. Maybe can get a couple all-star games if he plays right. He just knows how to play basketball. He can help the Raptors do better than they did last year. I think the Raptors will be better than they did last year because they were not at home and the ball just was not going in for them. So I think Malachi Flynn can have a most improved type year. And the Wizards, Rui Hachimura. I think he can have a good year. It's between him and Spencer Dinwiddie again and Kyle Kuzma. And it's between those three that can be the best out of... I think Spencer Dinwiddie, with the videos I've seen of Spencer Dinwiddie this offseason, Spencer Dinwiddie, I would not be surprised if he somehow got into an All-Star game. I would not be surprised. Spencer Dinwiddie is that man, bro. That's gonna be that's awesome for the Wizards. Rui Hachimura, Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma could just have a better year. Rui Hachimura can just improve. So, there's really nothing to say about the last couple teams. It's just because they can be better. But yeah, it was all 15 teams in the East. I'm going to be doing the West next. And yeah, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.